and welcome to Short on Shorts. I am Michelle Nunes, and I am here, as always, with co-founder of Collaborator and Short on Shorts, Kevin Jackson.
Hello.
Next to him is filmmaker and costume designer Maria Perry.
Hello.
And finally, last but not least, the wonderful, the multi-talented Brett Erlich.
Hey. Let's get into this. I'm excited about this next one.
Oh, it's
no
so
talking
good.
from us. Let's do The Talking Cure. Today we review Talking Cure, a cartoon shot by Felipe De Poi Tamargo that animated, I'm sorry, I either say it wrong seriously or say it wrong enthusiastically. Awesome. This animated an improv session that was acted out by members of the improv group Starla and Sons and Simple City. The film is an odd little comedy that shows the relationship and home lives of a psychiatrist and her patient, and it was premiered at Animation Block Party and Ottawa International Animation Festival early this year. And it was great. This is my far and away one of my favorite things I've seen in a while. It has a very strange animation style,
Yes.
but some extremely talented improvisers behind it.
Yeah. It felt like two different. My only complaint about this is that it felt like two different stories.
Really?
It really did. I mean, the patient story, it didn't exactly weave in with the therapist story, but they're both hysterical stories. Mm-hmm. And you're right. I haven't seen an animation style quite like this. And the things that these guys came up with it's kind of unbelievable, the things that come out of these people's mouths. They're just brilliant and funny.
Yeah.
They're really, really brilliant and funny.
So good.
I loved how weird it was. And I want to know about the color palette choices for the animators. Like, why would some of the rooms, they were kind of monochromatic, like all reds, and then other scenes
the
were
therapy
like
scene
normal.
were all blue, wasn't it?
Or blue, with some like...
Blue, and then there's like a weird salmon situation.
Right.
I liked it. It was
I loved it. Listen, I loved it. I'm
Miami.
just curious, the choice, like the reason why. Like, were they just like, yeah, let's just paint it all in, or...
I
Was there
definitely
something there?
liked it better than had it been more photorealistic. Like, I like this. It's very Dr. Katzy, if anyone watched
Sure.
that. Like, that's in home movie style where, like, in that, the lines are all moving around even. This is just, it proves that if you have something that's funny,
Right.
this is a great way to take just people sitting around improvising a series of scenes and just give it enough visual to make it awesome. To just let the inherent comedy that they're executing well sing. And I thought it was great.
And to answer your question, I have no idea.
Right, about the color
The
choice?
colors.
Yeah. Well, because then it was like when they were outside, it was normal. It was
Right.
like blue sky and green grass.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So, that's true. It's only the interiors that were weird, right?
I think they were just like, let's focus on this weird woomy maybe. It made it more like, it's just this
Did
little...
you just say woomy?
Woomy.
Woomy.
Woomy. Just like this area of safety? No. Am I wrong?
But I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Is blue safe?
I don't think it's I think the takeaway from the animation is that it's not great. And it's
What
not,
do you mean?
like,
It is great. It's exactly what it should be.
right. That's what it is. It's it's not great. When I say not great animation, we've watched some
Like,
other
it's not
shorts this
Lion
season
King.
that are like, how did you execute this without hiring Pixar? This is not that.
Right.
I
What
know
did
what
you
you're
think?
talking about, by the way.
I don't humor.
You don't humor?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Not like this.
What didn't you like about it?
All of it. It's just really crass. I don't do crass humor. It's just not my speed.
I thought it was super smart.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah, there's some pretty bright things in this, I think.
I will say, though, that you guys watched it backstage earlier, and watching you watch it was more fun than actually watching the short for me. So I appreciate the joy that it brings into other people's lives. But I was just like, I watched that, and that's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To answer your thing earlier about the stories not really lining up,
Right.
it was very heraldy. It's an improv technique. There's a couple improv formats that are like something happens at the beginning, and whatever it is loosely inspires the next scene.
Right.
There's some that they do over at the Improv or the IO West or Second City or whatever, where they have a guest come tell a story out of nothing, just a random monologue, and they use that. So it seemed like the first scene that they acted out which was a hilarious description of how to start an internet dating profile.
Right.
And a good, smart improviser just asking the right questions about something weird that was in this person's idea and going with it, that later inspired like a IT person coming to her house while she's setting up her profile and setting this down. So it wasn't all together, but the person who plays the psychiatrist is just, I want more from that person.
Yeah, she's very, very funny. But that's the thing is like, what the opening scene, and I agree with you completely. By the way, I'm complaining about this, but it's really good and it's really funny. It is a great piece of improvisation. But how does the thing with her? I mean, I guess there's some sort of connection, but
isn't she the connection?
It just feels like it went from this therapy scene with a therapist who was actually actively engaged and sort of trying to help and trying not to laugh, it seemed like at some points, right? And then the next time we go back to her, right? She's going on the whole unicorn thing, right? She all of a sudden became a different character for me. She becomes not the therapist who's listening and trying to help and do all of that, but the therapist who's taking advantage of the situation to talk about her own problems.
Right. I'm willing to put that aside. Yeah. When I'm watching it, I'm like, you are funny. Let's put it aside. This is already a weird world where you're setting up an internet dating profile that is insane. And now I'm getting to watch the other person develop their character.
Speaking from personal experience in therapist's office, that definitely can happen. Where you're like sharing your own stuff and then they end up sharing stuff with you. I only wish that my therapist would tell me about her
unicorn?
Nipple pinching unicorn.
Oh, so good. This gets my golden shorts. This is the one that I'm just like,
wow, our first golden shorts
up at the
year.
top. I'm gonna share this with people. Like, just stop what you're doing and watch it now. Let alone gives them a sandbox to play in the future. I could watch a web series of only these characters.
I could too.
Or I could see what else they can come up with on the spot. So I give this 5 shorts and my golden shorts. Boom, mic drop.
There we go.
Well, not to shit on your golden shorts, but I give this like 2 shorts. It's a thing.
I give it 4.5. I thought it was great. It bugged me a little bit that the stories didn't tie together a little bit better.
5 shorts because it is the best kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so that gives us 4.25 shorts.
Well done. Oh, gosh. And with a 2 shorts in there, that's pretty great. Just dragging down the average. Dragging down the average.
My job, man.
What do you guys think? Give us your thoughts in the comments section below. Rate it yourself. Watch the video at the link below. And we'll see you next time on Short on Shorts.